Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to filter through all of the different jobs that you're going to be searching for online, to filter through the ones that are top paying copywriting jobs versus the ones that are not top paying copywriting jobs. So let me show you how to do that. Now, the first thing you want to do is to save all of the job searches that you run on a weekly basis. So for example, I'm going to open all of these tabs and you can see what I mean. These job searches, I basically open up this bookmark folder Monday every week, and I have preset search terms that help me find top copywriting contracts. So I search seek.com.au for content writer. I search all across Australia because I specifically want copywriting jobs that I can do from the comfort of my living room. And then I'm only really interested in part-time, contract, temp, and casual vacation. You'll find that a lot of full-time jobs are not remote. Something to keep in mind. And I'm only interested in the last 7 days because you want to do this search on a weekly basis. Now, I also have the same search parameters for the search term copywriter, as well as work from home writer. I also have searches on Indeed, work from home writer, freelance copywriter, technical writer, as well as I search for writer on gumtree.com.au, and also, just in case I miss something, I have copy space writer. So, these are all the websites that I use to search for top copywriting contracts, and I have them saved. And really, you want to make things as simple as possible. So, you may use the Gumtree UK. You may use Craigslist if you're in the United States. Whatever websites you use, make sure you save the searches. Every single search that you run. So, at the beginning of next week, you can simply go, okay, content, open all bookmarks, and that's your job done, at least for the time being. Now, the next step is to go through each one of these searches and to filter out the jobs that are top paying, the ones that match your criteria, the ones that make sense for you to apply to, and the ones that are irrelevant. So, quickly scrolling down here, most of these entries are fairly irrelevant. Seeking a part-time content journalist, immediate start, St Kilda Road location. So that is a clear sign that they want someone in-house and on-site. I'm not interested in that. So I'm going to pause the video and go through all of these search results, and I'm going to filter through the ones that I think are relevant for myself. And after I filter through them, I'll start describing why I selected the ones that I selected and what would be the best way to approach each single job description. So I've spent about 5-10 minutes going through each one of these job searches, and of the many hundreds and hundreds of openings, I've filtered through them all and found these 14-15 applications, these roles, these what I hope are top copywriting contracts. So now I'm going to go through each one individually to confirm that it's what I'm looking for. Remember, a big part of becoming a top copywriter is a mentality shift. You're not a beggar going to these people with a cap in your hand. You are a talented, high-end copywriter that transforms businesses. This is the mentality that you approach these people with. And when you truly believe that, that's when the doors start opening like never before. So, with that being said, let's go through the first 5 to demonstrate how you can filter them out even more so. Now that we've basically had a look on the actual job description, so let's go here and have a quick look at what I had to filter through. So we've gone through these, we've selected around 15 that we think are relevant. That is the first, you could say, step in filtering out these these contracts from the ones that we want. Now we go over each one with a fine-tooth comb and figure out if it's really what we want to take on. So, now I actually have quite a bit of experience in technical writing for software companies. I have quite a bit of experience with IT and creating tutorials. Now, despite the fact that there is no pay rate on this job description, this is one that I would actually send an application to. Number one, because I can actually call Sam and speak to him directly, and I can send him an email. So this one I will certainly follow up on. Let's move on. Now, one thing I've experienced personally is that it's a lot harder to land these top copywriting contracts when you're dealing with recruitment agencies. I don't particularly like working with recruitment agencies. That's not to say that you shouldn't apply, but I like to work directly with companies. Government organizations above the local level are quite difficult to work with, so I'm going to actually put this one to the side and move on to this next job description. Now again, I have quite a bit of experience in copywriting for finance-based companies, so I will again certainly be applying for this one. The point from these first 2 or 3 job applications or job descriptions is that you are looking for what works for you. Do you have experience in financial planning? Do you have an interest in it at the very least? If you do, then by all means apply for it, and make sure in your cover letter, as we will be discussing in the next video, make sure that you highlight all of your advantages, all of your strong points when sending out that cover letter, especially in respect to whatever financial experience you have. So, we will certainly be sending an application to this job description. And moving on, home-based content writer. This immediately has my attention. I will most certainly be sending an application to this role, despite the fact that again there is no indication as to what the salary will be. However, very conveniently, they have left us with a bunch of questions, so we will find out exactly, and you can even set your hourly rate. Now, this is an important point. When you apply for this job, don't think that you need to be competitive and lower your rate. In many cases, it works against you. In fact, one of my favorite clients, when he first hired me, he said, "Do you mind if I ask you a personal question?" I'm like, "Oh, what's coming around the corner today?" And I said, "Naturally, of course." He said, "Why do you have such great experience? Why are you charging such a low rate?" And that was a real eye-opener. I had no idea that I was charging such a low hourly rate, and I don't want you guys to make the same mistake, because many people, believe it or not, when they see that you have a low hourly rate, they will simply discard you, because they equate a high hourly rate with high professionalism. Even though that's a totally false comparison. That's the way some people think. That's the way many HR people think. Oh, look, he charges a high hourly rate. He must be good. Now, by the same token, you don't want to set your hourly rate at $750 per hour, because you will price yourself out of the market. You need to find that happy medium, that middle ground that works for you. Now, I can't really tell you what that hourly rate is for you, but I can guarantee it's more than you're setting right now. I can guarantee that you can likely double it and still get the same jobs. So, I really encourage you to have some confidence and set your hourly rate. Ask yourself, what is an hour of your time worth? What is an hour of your time worth? Be honest. And then perhaps double it. Believe me, you will get a lot more work than you expect to get, by valuing yourself enough to set a high hourly rate. Now again, I personally love job descriptions from the people who are actually working at the company. You can see that this is not an agency style. If I can find another one. This is not an agency style job description. It's personable. You can tell that this person, an actual person wrote this, not some. It's not a template, put it that way. So I really like applying for these ones, and I put particular energy and focus and application into my cover letter for these job descriptions. So I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. I don't want to turn this into a very long video. The whole point of this video is to show you how to filter through all of the online job descriptions that you're going to be looking through. Because naturally, this is one of the best ways to find top copywriting contracts. From purely a quantity perspective, you're going to get the most numbers through this strategy. So I encourage you to use it, and I encourage you to set up a system whereby every week you are applying online for these contracts. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the time and the energy that you've put into this course. You're really going to get a lot out of it if you put energy into it. That is why I always give homework assignments, which is a very good segue into the homework assignments. So one thing that perhaps you guys can do in respect to this video, the homework assignment, is find a job description that you feel suits you for whatever reason. You just have a look. Find one that, wow, I would really, really love to work for this company. I would really love to have this contract right here. Just identify it. And once you identify it, post a link in the discussion section of this video and write a little paragraph or two, maybe even a sentence or two of why this is the perfect contract for you, why you really want this. And what this does is, in your subconscious mind, you slowly begin to figure out, wow, what do I like and what do I dislike? What sort of contracts do I want to work? What sort of contracts do I want, and which ones do I want to avoid? This is perhaps the best way to figure out what you want as a copywriter, what contracts you want to take on as a copywriter. And that gives you, believe it or not, a tremendous sense of confidence when you're calling the shots, at least in some small way. So once again, guys, thank you so much. If you have any feedback at all, please post a comment in the discussion section of this video. Until next time, thank you.